What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's solve this math question, which says find the values of x for which x squared minus x cubed is equal to 36. Well, our first step will be for us to move 36 to the left-hand side. So we have x squared minus x cubed. As 36 crosses to the left, it becomes negative 36. And this is equal to 0. Very good. So we have x squared minus x cubed. Negative 36 is same as negative 27, negative 9. Well, I'm going to be telling you the reason why I chose negative 27 and negative 9 equal to 0. The most interesting thing about 27 and 9 is that 27 is a perfect cube of 3 cube, and 9 is a perfect square, which is 3 squared. Very good. So I chose this because I can decide to pair squares together and pair cubes together. Very good. So we have x cubed minus x squared minus x cubed minus, now 27 is same as 3 cubed minus 9 is same as 3 squared, and this is equal to 0. So now let's pair together. Squares should be paired together. So we have x squared paired with negative 3 squared. So negative 3 squared. Now this is negative x cubed. So negative x cubed paired with negative 3 cubed. So negative 3 cubed. Very good. This is equal to 0. Well, our next step will be for us to factor out negative from here. So we have x squared minus 3 squared. Now factor out negative, negative. Now open brackets. So this becomes x cubed. Since I factored out negative, I'm going to be having positive here. Very good. 3 cubed. Close brackets, and this is equal to 0. So we have difference of two squares here, and we have the sum of two cubes. So let's start with the difference of two squares. Difference of two squares has property of, for example, when I have a squared minus b squared, this is same as a minus b times a plus b. What about the sum of two cubes? The sum of two cubes has property. For example, when I have a cube plus b cube, this is same as a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So we're going to be applying these properties to each of these terms. So for the difference of two squares, so I'm going to be writing this like this. So this becomes x minus 3 times x plus 3. Very good. So this is for the difference of two squares. Minus, minus. So we open a bracket. For the sum of two cubes, we're going to be applying this property. So this becomes like this. X plus 3 times x squared minus 3x plus 3 squared. Very good. And then close the final bracket, equal to 0. So this becomes x minus 3 times x plus 3 minus. So there's no need of opening this bracket. We're just going to open everything. So this is x plus 3 times x squared minus 3x plus 3 squared is 9. Very good. And this is equal to 0. Now notice that x plus 3 is common. So we're going to be factoring out x plus 3. So we factor out x plus 3. We open a bracket. Now, x minus 3 times x plus 3 divided by x plus 3, we're going to have x minus 3. So this is x minus 3. Very good. Minus. Now, x plus 3 times x squared minus 3x plus 9 divided by x plus 3. We're going to have this, which is x squared minus 3x plus 9. Very good. And then close the final bracket. This is equal to 0. So our next step will be for us to open up this inside bracket using this negative. So we have x plus 3 times, this is x minus 3, now minus x squared. The negative times negative gives plus positive, which is 3x. And the negative times positive is negative 9. And this is equal to 0. And then simplifying further, we have x plus 3 times. Now, this is negative x squared, so negative x squared. And this is x plus 3x gives plus 4x. Very good. And this is negative 3, negative 9, which gives negative 12. So negative 12. And this is equal to 0. So we have two cases which we're going to be solving one after the other. The first case is where we have x plus 3 to be equal to 0. Or the second case is where we have negative x squared plus 4x minus 12 to be equal to 0. Now, let's take these cases one after the other. So let's take for the case 1. So I'm going to be calling this case 1. Case 1 is x plus 3 equal to 0. So we can easily generate a solution for x from here by moving 3 to the right hand side, so that we have x to be equal to, as 3 crosses to the right, it becomes negative 3. So this is our first value for x. Now let's focus on our second case, which is this one we have here. So for our second case, so let's call this case 2. This is where we have negative x squared plus 4x negative 12 to be equal to 0. Well, I don't like the coefficient of x squared to be negative, so we have to eliminate this negative by multiplying through by negative 1. So negative 1 times negative x squared gives positive x squared. Negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. And then negative 1 times negative 12 is plus 12. Very good. And this is equal to 0. Now, I'm going to be applying the completing the square method to solve this question. So, in order to do that, I'll have to move 12 to the right-hand side. So, this is x squared minus 4x equal to, as 12 crosses to the right, it becomes negative 12. So why am I employing the completing the square method? It is because the coefficient of x is an even number. So it is interesting that I do this. So I'm going to be taking the coefficient of x, which is negative 4. I'll divide it by 2, and I'll square. Very good. So this is equal to negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And remember to put the square. Very good. So I'm going to be adding this to both sides of the equation. So this becomes x squared minus 4x. Now let's add this plus negative 2 squared. This is equal to, now this is negative 12 on the right. Let's add this plus negative 2 squared. Where adding this makes the left-hand side a perfect square. So it becomes x minus 2 squared. So x minus 2 all squared. Very good. A perfect square. And this is equal to the right hand side. This is negative 12. Now, negative 2 squared is plus 4. So plus 4. Very good. So this becomes x minus 2 all squared to be equal to negative 12 plus 4 is actually negative 8. Now, our next step will be for us to take the square root of both sides in order to remove the square. So I'll take the square root of the left-hand side, which is x minus 2 all squared. This is equal to, and I'll put plus or minus here, the square root of the right-hand side, which is negative 8. Very good. Now notice that this square root can cancel out the square, leaving behind x minus 2 to be equal to plus or minus the square root of, well, negative 8 is same as 4 times 2 times negative 1. Very good. So 1 must be a perfect square. And this negative 1 is what introduces the negative here. Very good. So let's separate this. So we have x minus 2 to be equal to plus or minus. This becomes the square root of 4 times the square root of 2 times the square root of negative 1. Very good. So we're going to have x minus 2 to be equal to plus or minus. So for the perfect square, the square root of 4 is 2. We'll leave this inside of the square roots. And now the square root of negative 1 is iota. So it's going to be I. Very good. Now our next step will be for us to move negative 2 to the right hand side. So we have x. As negative 2 crosses to the right, it becomes positive 2. And this is plus or minus 2 root 2i. Very good. Now notice that 2 is common, so we can easily factor out 2. So x will be equal to factor out 2, open brackets. 2 divided by 2 is 1, plus or minus 2 root 2i divided by 2 is root 2i. Very good. Now let's separate our results. So x, which is the second solution to x, is 2 times 1 plus or minus the square root of 2i. Oh, sorry, I'm going to be taking the positive. Then the last solution is going to be 2 times 1. Now go with the negative this time, minus the square root of 2i. So there are 3 solutions in which one is a real solution and these other 2 are complex solutions. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.